Welcome back to the final installment of the 13 Days of Dragon Ball Z series, where I'll finally talk about the last of the original DBZ films, Wrath of the Dragon. This movie was released in 1995 and titled Dragon Fist Explosion, If Goku Won't Do It, Who Will in Japan. Before I start with discussing the synopsis of the film, I just want to say, this is the perfect ending for the original 13 DBZ movies. It blends the right mix of action, comedy, and raw emotion throughout. Anyway, Wrath of the Dragon is set some time after the events of the Majin Buu arc, with an evil being called Huoi attempting to release an ancient monster called Hirudegon by tricking the Z Fighters into opening a music box that has a legendary hero inside. That hero is a warrior named Tapion, and 1,000 years ago he sealed Hirudegon's two halves away inside him and his brother. I really don't want to go into details of the plot in this review, and it might sound strange for the way I'm describing it, but that is because people will get the most out of viewing it if they don't know much about it. During the film's running time, we get to see Trunks and Tapion form a very strong relationship. At the start, Tapion is reluctant to let Trunks in on what his story is, but later on, they develop a brotherly bond of sorts. Trunks often calls him his big brother throughout the movie, which is an interesting hint at Trunks' thoughts on having an older figure in his life. Maybe he is really envious of Goten and Gohan's relationship, so he easily latches onto any brotherly figure he can find, especially because he doesn't get any attention from Vegeta. This makes Trunks' character seem a lot more intriguing, and I love how Wrath of the Dragon approaches this in such a fascinating way. The movie is also one of the more story-driven Dragon Ball Z movies, which really works for me. I love Tapion and Huoi's backstory, as their race was at war with each other at some point. The way that this film is paced is spot on, and there are literally no dull moments during this movie. One thing I like is how Tapion gives Trunks his sword, as it further indicates a bond between the two characters. This whole dynamic reminded me of an episode of Bardock, strangely enough, since Barry represents Trunks in this case, and obviously Tapion resembles Bardock. Trunks and Barry give food to their respective person as a sign of respect. The art and animation of this movie is great, and it's obvious that a lot of care and attention was put into this movie. I love the bits of comedy thrown in with the Great Saiyaman 1 and 2, since it did add a decent change of pace from all this drama involved. Anyway, what else can I say about this movie that hasn't already been said? The pacing is fantastic, the music is uplifting or emotional when it needs to be, the characters felt real to a certain degree, and the drama fitted the overall tone of the story. This is one of the best Dragon Ball Z films, and I'd easily give this a 4.5 out of 5 Dragon Balls. Well, I hope you all enjoyed the 13 days of Dragon Ball Z, even though it was kinda stressful juggling 2 videos a day, but oh well. For next year's 13 Days of Dragon Ball Z, we will cover different OVAs, specials, and the 2 movies that I missed this year, Battle of Gods and Resurrection F. Thank you for watching, and if you want to keep up to date with videos from me, please rate, comment, and subscribe. See ya!